Good morning, comrades. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to sunny, beautiful Nürburgring. The track was just closed. It got reopened, and I'm pretty sure that everyone's gonna rush to the cars and try to do a lap. This means it's going to be pretty busy. And I want to use this opportunity to show to you how to behave with very busy track as a beginner. We're now on BMW M240, pretty powerful car. I'm going to pretend that I have this car, but I don't know where the track goes. Most important thing is, as long as you stay on the right side and watch your mirrors occasionally and turn the indicator to other cars to show them that you're staying on the right side and let them pass, everything is going to be all right. And you can see also my speedometer. I'm just even using just drive system. I'm not even gonna be shifting the gears myself. Lots of cars coming from behind. Stay right, stay right. And there we go, let them all go through. Important is that you always look ahead of you what's happening, just stay close to the right as possible. And that's basically it. I'm gonna also mention you a couple of important parts of the track that could be tricky when it comes to overtaking. So one of them is going to be here ahead of us, T13, or actually Sabine Schmidt's curve. Unfortunately, no one behind us right now, but thing is here, you're going over the hill, you might not see a car coming behind. So when you turn into the curb, there might be someone dive bombing you. So you do not want to do that. You want to avoid that. So just stay on the right. Also in the corners, be certain. Like, as you can see, we're still having nice and cruising fun. Also here, where the apex is at the right curb, you see the car is going straight in front of us. But as long as you maintain your speed and everything, no issues whatsoever. Another important point, from my experience as an instructor, a lot of people panic when there's a car behind them, and when the car behind them is coming close to them, for some reason they go on the brakes. Do not go on the brakes, because the driver behind you, if it's an experienced driver, or let alone inexperienced, they are calculating your trajectory. And if you're doing something weird like going on the brakes, he might slam into you. You really do not want that to happen. So staying on the right, car coming through. Also here, an important section with staying on the right. Going towards Kudebacher. From here, it's extra important to watch your mirrors occasionally, because we're approaching the section which is like the fastest section on the track. Especially here in Flugplatz, we have now a car overtaking us. They go straight to the apex of the right curbstone. You kind of want to be cautious that you are staying either very close to it and you do not go to the outside. But more importantly, here from this section, the car goes flat out downhill, reaching speeds to 250, sometimes 300 kilometers per hour in case of GT2 RS. So you want to stay on the right, let the cars do their thing, and just follow your straight line. Here it gets tricky, but it's always up to the overtaker, the guy behind you, to make the overtaking maneuver as safe as possible, and you just do your thing. Like even now we're in the turning zone and in the braking zone. Car just passed us, goes along, doesn't do anything. We can now even use the braking for Arenberg because there's no one behind us. Vauxhall, also very fast section of the track. Cars go very fast because they go downhill here. At this point, unfortunately, no one behind us. But I find myself actually that people are extra cautious through here. But since a lot of things happening, you go downhill flat out, be cautious with overtaking someone, and also when you are being overtaken. So I look in the mirror quickly, but I look ahead now because I want to stay on the outside in case there's a car that's gonna take the curbstone there that this Honda ahead of us did. Adana Forst speaks for itself. Don't end up on the grass. And also here it's quite tricky because it gets narrow, very narrow, and you might be in someone's way. Going towards Metzgersfeld, it's a straight section. Just stay on the right, look ahead of you. There's a Porsche passing us, nice and easy. Now here Metzgersfeld is very difficult corner because it gets very tight to the left, and what happens sometimes, you look in the car, in the mirror, is the car there, but you're not looking on the track, and you end up going on the grass. Something you should not do. So especially in Metzgersfeld, pay attention. look on the road. If there's a car coming behind, just stay right, indicator to the right, and eyes on the road. Then here, Cullen Hart, also tricky because the apex is completely on the right. But you can see the car ahead of us, just leaving a nice space for us. It's also something to give you confidence. You see, I'm not driving fast. I let everyone do their thing, but pretty much no one is taking unnecessary risks. So the biggest concern of people that they have or fear of going out on the Nürburgring, quite often that I hear from first timers, like, I'm afraid of other traffic. I'm really afraid of them. Well, guess what? They are also afraid of you. So, especially the fast guys, when there's other traffic, they're not gonna do anything silly. They're not gonna take any risk and wreck their very expensive track car. So there's that. And experienced drivers, in return, especially, do not want to take any unnecessary risks, so they'll be extra cautious. So you both will be like, can I overtake? Can I overtake? And therefore, communicating on track is very important. So use your indicator to show the car behind you that you see him, you're staying on the right, and just continue with the stuff that you're doing. Just staying on the right, no issues. Well, we're halfway through the track now. There's a nice Sirocco behind us approaching, coming through. I should have put the GoPro on the rear window, by the way, to show you how the cars are coming and approaching, but I guess we'll have to do it some other time. Another also very important section, especially with other traffic, because the apex is here on the right, so you just want to stay as close on the right as possible in case you're being overtaken here. From here on, the next 1.5 kilometer roughly, it is flat out section, if you know what you're doing. So lots of fast cars, so especially here, you want to stay on the right, just indicate and let everyone know that you will be not interfering with their fast lap or fast line or fast pace, and just let them through. And again, do not go on the brakes. It happens here quite often, because it can lead to tricky situations. Fly, McLaren, fly. Nice 600 LT ahead of us. Yeah, traffic is not that bad. A lot of people are overtaking, but we're keeping the pace low, especially for the purpose of this video. Also here, Mood Curve. Let the car pass. He's going nicely for his braking and turning zone. We're staying on the right while the Yaris is adjusting his entry. There's also Tilo coming through with his Cayman, and also he had to take more of an inside line because I was on his ideal line, or the ideal exit. Speaking of ideal line, very important, during public sessions, the Touristenfahrt Nürburgring, what we're doing right now, road rules apply. This means there is no such thing as ideal line. What the police will see in case of an accident, if there is an accident, is that there's a one-way street, one-way road, one-way public toll road, and sometimes two-lane road, but basically one-way, where slow traffic stays to the right and the faster traffic overtakes on the left. And this means if you are staying on the right and you are being overtaken, and for some reason you move over to the left when someone is overtaking like this, there was completely no one behind us for a long time, so that's why I allowed myself to do something silly, and you cause an accident, and if there's a video proof of that, then police will say that you are at fault because you didn't leave enough space for the other person to overtake. So again, stay on the right, let them do their thing, and that's important. And also important to run cameras to a certain extent, because last year I did have an accident where police was involved, and they proved us in our right because we showed that the car basically did an illegal maneuver on us and ended up crashing into us. Well, the beauty of this is that you can take Whipperman challenge because it's fully on the right. Whee! And we're just staying on the right, although there's completely no one behind us still. Brunchen, also very important. Well, first we're in Eschbach, but in Brunchen, especially there where people try to impress people sometimes who are standing there. And here on the right you have the apex, so watch out with the cars diving into here to the right curbstone, but they will end up all on the left. Here's a small straightaway where people quite often overtake, but just be a bit cautious here on the right side, because the right curbstone is the apex point. This means that the cars might want to go in there. But again, the faster traffic and a decently good driver, if they're really fast and they are overtaking you, they should be able to calculate your trajectory. So don't be afraid when the car is overtaking you that you have to go on the brakes for him, because quite often it's definitely not the case, because he's already moving faster than you. So you do not have to slow down. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is like one of the most dangerous situations that I experience when I'm as an instructor on the passenger seat and someone slams on the brake. Because not only can it interfere with the maneuver, the overtaking maneuver of the other car, you could be followed by another car that is waiting to overtake you when the other guy is going to finish his overtaking maneuver. And by then, because you slam on the brakes, what no one expects is gonna rear-end you. And at that point also you are at fault. So again, I know it's a lot of repetition, but I'm trying to show you that it is quite safe to drive slow on the Nürburgring with faster traffic. We had lots of faster cars around us, and just stay on the right, look ahead of you, don't do anything silly, and that's it. Another faster M2 approaching. We're staying on the right, also like kind of in his exit of the corner of Schwalbenschwanz, but he's passing through. We're now on his braking and turning point for the mini carousel, but as you can see, there is nothing, there is no problem. So again, the main message that I have is don't be afraid of other traffic, because other drivers are as scared. If they're experienced drivers, they are really scared and cautious of other slower traffic, because you have all kinds of drivers here. And inexperienced drivers are also scared and cautious. And at the end of the day, everyone wants to come back home, and of course don't want to crash their car, but let alone have a other crash with other car. Multiple car crashes here at the Nürburgring is a very extreme rarity. It is usually when people start fighting each other, like fast cars, and they really lose control. But it like almost never involves a slow car and a fast car, unless again a slow car does something unexpected and is not looking the mirrors and does not leave the space for overtaking. So that's all I had. I think I'm gonna go for a bit faster lap now. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hope it encourages you to come to the ring and do an easy lap yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Even if you're driving a faster car and slower cars are overtaking you, no one cares. That's the beauty of it. And the only person that should care is you coming back home safely and saying that you've done a lap of the Nürburgring and you did not end up on YouTube in a negative way, or in a barrier in a far more negative way. So thanks for watching, and see you in tomorrow's video when I don't know what we're gonna do. But for now, let's put it in sport mode and manual traction, and off we go. Bye.